So these are special cases. Both of these have kind of a bizarre thing that happens with them. And some of you guys started on this and you might have made a small mistake and not realized something weird should happen with it. But these are both like unique cases so that can come up with these. So still going to do the same process. So nothing's different about the solving piece. It's just what the answers end up being that is kind of strange. So we're going to distribute here. And then distribute. So hopefully that's what you guys got when you distributed there. Now at this point, I have like terms on either side to put together. So I have 6y and y. What is that going to be? 7y. So you combine them on that same side, so you just put 7y. Kind of the same thing happens over here. 6y and y is also going to be 7y. This might be where some of you guys are like, oh, I don't quite know what's going on here. So we want to bring the y's together. So in order to move the y, what do we need to do? Take one away. So I'm going to take away the 7y. Careful. 7y minus 7y, what really happens there? They turn to 0. Yeah, they cancel out. They cancel on both sides. So this is not a y equals 0 answer, because there's no y left anymore. I get negative 30 equals 20. What just happened there? Is that true? Is this negative 30 equal 20? So if you have $20, it means you owe someone 30? No, that doesn't make any sense. So in math, this drove me crazy as a student. In math, sometimes things just aren't solvable. There's not an answer for this problem. There's no y value that would ever make this problem work. So we would say no solution for this. So when we have this like weird false answer that makes no sense, we say there's no solution. There's no answer that will make sense for this problem. There's no like common ground. You can also, if you don't want to write out no solution, you can just use a 0 with a little line through it. That doesn't mean 0. That means it's an empty set. That means there's no answers that work. So that's considered a special case. Yeah. Hang on a second. So real quick with this, just so you guys know, this doesn't come up very often. So if you turn in your test, you're like, hey, they were all no solution. Piece of cake, it was super easy. That's probably wrong. So be careful about that. So there's probably not like tons of no solution problems in your homework or on a test. So be careful there. So we're going to kind of work through the next one. And distribute. Multiply that 5 in. So again, you might already see kind of some strange things happening in this case. So the 7m and 5m is 12m, right? You might be already thinking ahead a little bit, but I want to bring the m's together. So I'm going to subtract 12m, right? So negative 5 equals negative 5. That's true, right? Does anyone know what this solution is? I think, Clayton, you said you did. Yeah, do you know? Yeah, all numbers work. Any value you could possibly pick for m would work in this problem. All the answers would work. So rather than saying no solution this time, since this is a true statement, we're going to see, we can say infinitely many solutions, all real solutions. You might have seen someone like in the past write or IMS. If you like writing a little symbol, there's a couple of symbols you can do. You can draw like the infinity symbol. You can do this little R with like a double line that means all real numbers. Any of those symbols are fine. It's basically saying anything works. So if you try to m value in there, if you pick m as 5, somebody else picked m as 19, someone else picked m as negative 23, they would all work. So kind of a unique situation where all answers are working. Okay? So two different outcomes here. Here we have a true statement, negative 5 equals negative 5, but doesn't tell me anything. Here we have a false statement that makes no sense. So you get two different outcomes there. One is no solution, one is many. Again, these are both special cases, so they don't come up super often. All right, we're going to finish up with this word problem. Again, everybody's favorite word problems. So Dan and Sydney are getting internet at the same time. So they're both trying to purchase internet, trying to find the best prices. I feel like that's a big conversation with adults right now, our exciting lives of trying to figure out what's the cheapest like streaming service or whatever it happens to be. Dan's provider charges an installation fee and $42.95 per month. Sydney's provider has a free installation but charges more, $57.95. After how many months will they have paid the same amount? Write and solve an equation to represent this problem. So thinking about basically when are they going to be the same, and then after that, one of them is just going to be cheaper, and we can talk about that as well. So after how many months will they be equal? So let's talk about Dan's situation. $60 fee and $42.95 per month. How do I write that? Yeah, go ahead, Trista.
60 plus 2.95.
Yeah. So each month, Dan's going to get charged $42.95. So every month, that'll keep. So you can use X and M, whatever makes sense. But the $60 is that one time when they show up to put it in. So they don't charge that $60 every month. Once you have the internet, it's there. We want to know when that's going to equal Sydney's amount. Sydney has no fee, but charges $57.95 per month. So what is that going to look like? Yeah, Coach Marissa?
57.95.
Yeah, so she doesn't have a fee, so she just has that monthly charge. So initially that sounds like a really good deal, like that she doesn't have to pay that outright fee. But at some point, it might be cheaper to go with like the less per month. So we're going to move over the smaller variable. What is that, 15x then? We're going to divide by 15. So at what month? The fourth month. And after that, who's like, so if they're only going to live there 4 months, it's kind of a toss-up, what's the better deal? But after 4 months, who's got the better deal? Yeah, Dan, because he's paying less per month. So if he's going to stay more than 4 months, wherever he is, that deal is going to get better for him than it does for Sydney. That makes sense. All right, questions there at all? So I'll give you guys time to work on your homework here. It's listed there. Just know that today you do not have ACP time or AR time. You have ACT today during your AR time. So just plan ahead a little bit with that. Please use your time wisely. Some of you guys aren't using homework time in class to get stuff done. Homework is a great chance to be able to practice this, but also you get points for it every day. So please make sure you guys are doing homework on a regular basis here.